To the Marble Circuits 2022. I'm Jeremiah, and I'm here to welcome you to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Big Dog sits on the pole position after winning the qualifying a few days ago. Being champion of last race, he is trying to make it as easy as possible to take another win. At the back of the starting gate, you have an interesting group of marbles, Black Pirates, getting last place in both of the qualifyings of this season. He's definitely having a hard time with this new qualifying format. And then you have Pink Pearl, last season's overall champion, in 11th place. She's having a hard time with these qualifyings as well. And then you have Sparky, race 1 champion. He was put into the elimination zone by Mamonas in the last lap of Q1, which is definitely a hard hit for him, with Mamonas getting eliminated in Q2, not making it any farther than 9th. Arrow Frog and Gold Piston sit right next to each other on the starting grid. Rumor has it that they're actually becoming friends after the accident in last race. The Bahrain Grand Prix is a unique track with a very steep booster and a lot of U-turns in succession, with not much time to gain speed as we saw in the qualifying, but there are a lot of places that can be used as an overtaking point. As we look at the top-down view, you can really see what type of environment that these marbles have to be going through in this race. Nerves are building, especially for Big Dogs, who sits on pole position. He is under a lot of pressure to perform well in this race to keep the overall lead. But Knight Rivers is sitting in 4th. He is in 2nd in the overall standings. He wants to come and take the lead from Big Dogs. Here are the full results of the qualifying from a couple days ago. Big Dogs on pole position, followed by Fast Coup Pins, Sea Turtles, Knight Rivers, and Arrow Frog, who will finish off your top 5. Just to let everyone know, race 3 of the Marble Circuits will not be coming out next weekend. It will be coming out the weekend after that. And now, for race 2 of the Marble Circuits 2022. The lights are on. And away we go. Fast Coup Pins takes lead right at the beginning of the race, but Big Dogs takes it back, and they go through the drag reduction zone, losing a lot of speed. And now Peppers is in first place, being followed by Knight Rivers and Mamonas as we go through these turns for the first time. Big Pearl is trailing behind in 12th place, with Loose Wheel in 11th. Big Dogs has fallen down to 7th, with Fast Coup Pins in 8th place. The drag reduction zone spelling disaster for these two marbles. Peppers is extending his lead, being followed by Mamonas and Knight Rivers, who's trying to catch up at this point. A lot of contact right before the booster, and Knight Rivers comes out on top with Mamonas in 2nd. Sea Turtles is in 3rd place, and Peppers has fallen down to 4th, with Knight Rivers now trying to extend his lead. Mamonas still in 2nd place, trying to catch up to Knight Rivers, but is having a hard time doing it as Knight Rivers is extending himself from the rest of the field. Sea Turtles has taken 2nd place, but Mamonas takes it right back, and he takes 1st place from Knight Rivers, and Sea Turtles takes 1st place right before the booster. Knight Rivers has fallen down to 4th, with Arrow Frog now in 3rd place. Sea Turtles extending himself from Mamonas here. Mamonas is the 2nd place champion right now, not getting in 1st place for very long. And Knight Rivers has now taken 2nd place, drafting Sea Turtles, but Sea Turtles is able to get ahead. Mamonas taking 2nd place briefly from Knight Rivers, but enters the drag reduction zone, allowing Knight Rivers to take the 2nd spot. Arrow Frog is pressuring Mamonas for 3rd place at this point, being followed by, who would have guessed, Gold Piston. They are really becoming buds in this race. Mamonas trying to catch up to Sea Turtle at this point, but Sea Turtles is able to pass and take 1st place from Knight Rivers and take the fast side of the drag reduction zone, with the other 3 marbles taking the other side, allowing him to get a big lead. Knight Rivers is now in 2nd place, being followed by Arrow Frog. Mamonas is now in 4th place, trying to catch up to Arrow Frog at this point. Sea Turtles trying to stay ahead of Knight Rivers as we go into the 6th lap. Knight Rivers trying to catch up, and he goes through the drag reduction zone, but is able to keep momentum. A good move by Knight Rivers. Sea Turtles has a good lead right now, and Gold Piston is now in 3rd place, being followed by Arrow Frog, with the Mamonas now in 5th place. Big Dogs and Fast Coup Pins are in the last 2 spots. What happened to these two marbles in this race? They were the top 2 pole sitters of the starting of the race. Something is definitely wrong with their strategy in this race. Knight Rivers has taken back pole position from Sea Turtles. These two marbles are definitely fighting for the pole position in this race, being followed by Arrow Frog and Gold Piston. They're all in single file around these turns. Night Rivers sees these 3 marbles behind him, does not like what he is seeing. Arrow Frog trying to take second place from Sea Turtle and is able to do it. Sea Turtles and Gold Piston take the drag reduction zone. Now Arrow Frog is in second, trying to catch up to Night Rivers. As he is right now, Momonas is now taken back 3rd place, and Arrow Frog takes 1st place from Night Rivers. As they go through these U-turns, Night Rivers has lost a lot of momentum. Black Pirates is now in 3rd place, starting in the back of the field in 12th place. He is definitely a comeback king. He did this last race, but if you remember, he got up to the top of the field in the middle of the race and then fell back down and finished in 11th. We'll have to keep an eye on him in this race to see if he is able to stay up in the top of the pack or if he's going to fall back down like he did last race. Peppers is now back up in 5th place with Gold Piston in 6th. Arrow Frog extending his lead from Night Rivers. They both take the right side of the drag reduction zone. Momonas taking 3rd place from Black Pirates, but Black Pirates is able to take it back. Arrow Frog a good 3 seconds ahead of Black Pirates, with Night Rivers close behind. Black Pirates needs to try to close this gap if he wants to get any higher up in the standings, but you have to watch out for Night Rivers and Arrow Frog, 2 fierce competitors. As Night Rivers takes 1st place from Arrow Frog there, they both take the drag reduction zone, making them lose a lot of momentum. Black Pirates has an opportunity to catch back up, but where is he? He is back in 6th place. He's falling down the order just like last race. What is happening to Black Pirates in this race? Gold Piston is now in 3rd place, trying to catch up to Arrow Frog, who is having a hard time just trying to keep up with Night Rivers at this point. And going through the drag reduction zone is not going to help him that much. Night Rivers now has a huge lead, with Momonas now taking 3rd place from Gold Piston, trying to catch up to Arrow Frog. Black Pirates is now in 7th. Big Dogs and Fast Toucans are still at the bottom of the standings. This is a terrible race for them. Big Dog's most likely going to lose his lead in the overall standings if he does not make it up by the end of this race. Night Rivers still in the lead, being followed by Arrow Frog and Momonas. Gold Piston trying to pass Momonas for 3rd, but Gold Piston is able to hold him off at this point. With Loose Wheel now in 5th place, haven't seen him much in this season so far. Good for him being in the top 5. Can he climb higher in this race? Gold Piston does not want that to happen. He's defending himself from Loose Wheel at this point. Night Rivers still in the lead, being followed by Arrow Frog still. And Loose Wheel takes 4th place from Gold Piston. He is climbing up the ranks. Hopefully, he'll be able to do better in this season. Maybe he just had a rough start last race. Trying to catch up to Momonas now, but it's going to be hard to do it as these top 4 marbles are very spaced out at this point. Each of these marbles are over a second apart from each other in this top 4. Who will be the first to make a crucial mistake and break this balance? And a hit to Loose Wheel from Pink Pearl through the booster. An aggressive move by Pink Pearl, actually giving Loose Wheel some momentum. Maybe he'll be able to use this momentum to catch up to Momonas and take 3rd place. He is slowly catching up to Momonas at this point. Momonas takes the drag reduction zone, but it looks like Loose Wheel does as well. Arrow Frog is now catching up to Night Rivers. They are neck and neck. Night Rivers does not like this, and now it's gained some more space. Loose Wheel has caught up to Momonas. Now he's trying to pressure for 3rd place, with Momonas just trying to keep his ground at this point. Night Rivers doing a fantastic job in this race, holding lead by far for a very long time. Arrow Frog now pressuring him, and he takes 1st place from Night Rivers, just as I was saying how good Night Rivers was doing. Night Rivers is furious right now, trying to take back the lead from Arrow Frog. Arrow Frog having a great time, but he can't have too much fun, or else he might make a mistake. He has to fend off Night Rivers, who is furious and just wants to get back in the lead. They both take the drag reduction zone, and a bump by Night Rivers, actually using it to his advantage. Night Rivers is now back in 1st place. We have 2 laps to go. We are in lap 18. Momonas and Loose Wheel still fighting for 3rd place. Loose Wheel a great deal behind Momonas at this point though. Night Rivers and Arrow Frog very far ahead of Momonas. As we start the final lap, Arrow Frog takes the lead in the final lap from Night Rivers. Where is Night Rivers? He is falling down to 2nd. Arrow Frog using a surprise tactic. Can he keep the lead for the remainder of the race? This would be a steal of a race if he can. Night Rivers just trying to do all he can to get back in the lead, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. and Arrow Frog will be your champion of the Bahrain Grand Prix. With Night Rivers coming in at second and a surprise Pink Pearl in third place, dethroning Mamonas and Loose Wheel. An amazing race today with a steal of a win from Arrow Frog. Big Dog's ending up in 7th, starting in pole position. Not a very good race for him, but better than Fast Cupid's ending up in 12th, starting in 2nd place. A better race for Pink Pearl, ending up in 3rd place. Maybe she's finally got her bearings.
Wow, you made a sensational race with beautiful overtaking. Congratulations on your first victory at the Marble Circuits 2022.
Yes, I'm very happy now. I didn't expect to have such a special weekend. Thank you to the whole team.
Arrow Frog sounding very excited after such a steal of a win. We'll definitely have to take a look at that in these replays. Big Dog's having a terrible race, as well as Fast Cupid's, both ending up in the bottom of the standings, with Fast Cupid's ending up in last, starting in 2nd place. What happened in this race? He did try to overtake for the lead right at the beginning of the race, possibly messing up his overall strategy. Both of the top 2 marbles ended up going to the drag reduction zone, putting them in the back of the pack, possibly causing them the overall win of this race. Just goes to show you how important the start of the race is. You'll have to make sure not to be too aggressive, or else you might make a mistake in letting other marbles pass you right at the beginning of the race, forcing you to deal with major consequences. Night Rivers doing a fantastic job today, being in the lead unchallenged for most of the race, right up until the last lap. You have to remember that you have to stay focused all the way into the last lap, even if it looks like there's no possible way that you could lose this race. Because if you lose your focus, all is lost, and you will probably lose the race, in this case, to Arrow Frog, who did not lose his focus and was able to take advantage of the mistake that Night Rivers made and steal the win. Mamonas also having a good race today, staying in the top 3 for most of the race, but was eventually dethroned by Pink Pearl, who took 3rd place in the last lap. This is another show of loss of focus for some of these marbles who are alone so long in the race that they kind of forgot that they were racing. The peace and quiet of dominating the race up in the front can be distracting, and you have to keep your edge, or else you won't be able to stay in the lead for very long, as we saw from Night Rivers and Mamonas. Night Rivers did end up getting the fastest lap in this race on the 2nd lap of the race, and from that point on, he was for the most part in the lead. Here is the point where Arrow Frog takes the lead in the last lap. It looks like Night Rivers went up on the chicane, making his turn radius longer, which ultimately allowed Arrow Frog to take the lead. It's wins like these that keep these marbles going. Definitely an amazing race here at Bahrain. Here are the full race results, with Arrow Frog in 1st place, Night Rivers in 2nd, Pink Pearl is in 3rd place. Pink Pearl had the highest number of gained spots compared to her starting position. Fast Cupid's having the highest number of lost spots, having 10 lost spots, starting in 2nd, finishing in last. And here are the full standings. Arrow Frog in 1st place, being followed by Night Rivers and Big Dogs. Big Dogs being dethroned, having 30 points, with the top 2 marbles being tied for 1st with 37. Ties are broken by the number of victories the marbles have. In this case, will be Arrow Frog. Congratulations to Arrow Frog for getting 1st place, Night Rivers in 2nd, and Pink Pearl in 3rd place. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for Race 3 of the Marble Circus 2021 at the Shanghai Grand Prix. I'm Jeremiah, signing off. Until next time, this has been Rebecca's Marble Runs. Good day, everyone. Welcome back, race fans, to the Marble Circus 2022. I'm Jeremiah, and I'm here to welcome you to the qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Last time, Sparky stole the lead in the last lap of Q3, sealing his position at the start of the starting gate for race 1. Will he be able to do it again in this qualifying, or will Peppers be able to take some revenge? The Bahrain Grand Prix is a very winding track with not much time to gain speed before you have to go into the next turn. This will definitely be a challenge for some of the marbles who are better at long straights with fewer turns. We'll have to see how they perform in this race. Black Pirates, Mamonas, and Fast Cupid's had a rough qualifying last race, being the first 3 marbles to be eliminated in this new format. Hopefully they'll be able to do better in this qualifying. After the accident last race, Gold Piston and Arrow Frog have been repaired, getting some slight damage, but nothing major that can't be fixed. Hopefully we won't have any more dangerous crashes in this season. Big Dog sits atop of the standings with 26 points, getting the fastest lap last race, giving him another extra point, with Night Rivers in second and Gold Piston in third. And now, for Q1, the marbles on the blocks, and away we go for the qualifying of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Up the booster, and it is Peppers in the lead, being followed by Night Rivers and Gold Piston through these U-turns for the first time. Night Rivers takes first place from Peppers, with Gold Piston pressuring Peppers right now, but succumbs to Fast Coup Pins, who is now in third place, trying to catch up to Peppers and Night Rivers as we start the final lap, and Peppers takes first place, and Fast Coup Pins is now in first place. Night Rivers falls down to third. A great mistake by Night Rivers, falling down the order. Mamonas, Pink Pearl, and Black Pirates are in the elimination zone, trying to do all they can to get out of this zone before the end of the lap, but it's not going to happen for Black Pirates, that's for sure, but Mamonas and Pink Pearl may have a chance. Peppers takes the win at the last second, and Mamonas gets out of the elimination zone, eliminating Sparky, last race's pole sitter. He will be eliminated in this qualifying. What a humiliation for him, with Pink Pearl also being eliminated and Black Pirates. And now, for Q2, the marbles are in the blocks, and away we go for Q2. Up the booster for the first time, and it is Night Rivers out in the lead with Fast Coup Pins and Gold Piston on his tail. Sea Turtles is in fourth place, being pressured by Arrow Frog, with Fast Coup Pins still trying to catch up to Night Rivers, but Night Rivers has a great boost of speed there, and now he's over a second ahead in front of Fast Coup Pins. And Arrow Frog is trying to catch up to Fast Coup Pins and take second place. And first place from Night Rivers through the booster. Great move for Arrow Frog, but Night Rivers is now in second place, with Gold Piston is in third. Sea Turtles just getting out of the elimination zone, putting Peppers in the spot, with Loose Wheel and Mamonas sharing this elimination zone. Frantic to get out of the zone, but it won't happen. Loose Wheel, Peppers, and Mamonas will be eliminated in Q2. Loose Wheel will start on 7th on the starting gate, with Peppers starting in 8th, and Mamonas will start in 9th. Now we have the last 6 marbles to compete for the top 6 spots in a 4-lap qualifying race. Arrow Frog sits on the top, with Gold Piston in 2nd, Night Rivers in 3rd place. Fast Coup Pins is the only marble that has made it this far, and was eliminated in the first elimination of the qualifying for race 1, which is definitely better than last time. And now for Q3. And we're off, with Big Dogs taking the lead right at the last second. Now Fast Coup Pins is in the lead, being eliminated in the first qualifying. Now he is in the lead, with Big Dogs in 2nd. Sea Turtles is in 3rd place, trying to fend off Gold Piston as they go through this U-turn. And Gold Piston takes 3rd place from Sea Turtles. Big Dogs still trying to catch up to Fast Coup Pins, who takes the drag reduction zone, but is able to retain the lead, with Big Dogs still trying to get on his tail. Sea Turtles has taken back 3rd place as they go through these U-turns once again. Gold Piston trying to catch up to Sea Turtles with Arrow Frog on his tail, and Night Rivers is trailing behind. And Gold Piston takes 2nd place from Sea Turtles, and Big Dogs takes the lead from Fast Coup Pins, who takes the drag reduction zone as they go up the booster. Big Dogs is back in 1st place. Is Big Dogs being a little bit too overconfident, taking the lead in this race after winning last race, or is he just being an excellent racer? Fast Coup Pins takes 1st place in lap 3, and Big Dogs takes it right back. Some aggressive racing from Big Dogs, and he takes the drag reduction zone, which helps him gain some speed as they go up the booster. This is the final lap. Big Dogs is in 1st place, being followed by Fast Coup Pins and Sea Turtles, with Night Rivers putting some pressure on Sea Turtles, trying to take that podium spot, but Sea Turtles is fending him off. Big Dog is still in the lead, and he will be champion of Q3 of the Bahrain Grand Prix, with Fast Coup Pins in 2nd, Sea Turtles in 3rd place. Big Dogs will be the pole sitter for this race, with Fast Coup Pins in 2nd. Definitely some exciting racing in this qualifying. Starting with Q1, Sparky getting eliminated, being the pole sitter from last race. What happened in this Q1? He just did not get a good start to this race, and these qualifyings are very short, only 2 laps. There's not much time to make it up. Peppers, though, taking the lead at the last second, being the pole sitter for the Q1. Definitely a good achievement, but he was eliminated in Q2. Also, Black Pirates was eliminated in last place in Q1, just the same as the Q1 from last qualifying. He is not doing well with this new format. Hero Frog and Gold Piston were both able to make it to Q3 after the accident in Race 1. Their damage has definitely been fixed and they are back on their optimal performance. Definitely good for them. Fast Coupins getting second in the overall qualifying, which is definitely better than his last qualifying. We wish him a good race, as well as Big Dog starting in pole position. Definitely will be good for him. We wish all the best to him as well, with Sea Turtles getting third place. We'll have to watch out for Big Dogs and Fast Coupins in this race, as well as for Sparky and Peppers. Will they be able to catch up after this disappointing qualifying? Pink Pearl having a rough season so far, being in 9th place in Race 1. She'll have to do better if she wants to keep her reputation. It's going to be hard. Here are the full qualifying results, with Big Dogs in first place being the fastest marble, with Fast Coupins in second and Sea Turtles in third place. Sparky falling down to 10th place. Definitely a not good qualifying for him. Hopefully he'll be able to catch up in this race. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below who you think is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. So stay tuned for that. I'm Jeremiah.